This was the state of virtual reality 25 years ago. Has anything changed? Is virtual reality, or VR, still just a laboratory curiosity or an expensive form of entertainment? There has been much hype over virtual reality in the last 60 years, proving to be much of a disappointment. Developments such as Heilig Sensorama in 1955, technology from NASA and the US military in the 60s and 70s, the Virtual Environment Workstation in 1985, and Nintendo's flop of a VR game in 95 have made it clear that creating a useful VR environment has proven challenging and unsuccessful. Until 2012, when the Oculus Rift Kickstarter page launched, raising funds to develop the revolutionary head-mounted VR display. So what is virtual reality? Well, virtual reality is an interactive, three-dimensional, computer-simulated world that integrates with the real world in real time. Beth Coleman makes an interesting observation about the nature of virtual reality. She notes that the users had not left the material world to forget about the lives they lead. In fact, they had gathered in a virtual space to better converse on worldly issues. Coleman highlights that all of the traits of the game together create a feeling of actual place and presence. She calls this sense of being in two places at once X-reality. Does this new X-reality mean that the idea of an objective location will die as we all become immersed in a virtual world? Goldsmith and Wu, in their reflections on who controls the internet, concluded that even though the internet permits unprecedented, individualized content tailoring, the geographical shape of internet information will remain significant. In fact, it would appear as if geospecificity is the future of virtual reality. Thomas Erickson, a technologist part of the Advanced Technology Group at Apple, believes that as it stands today, artificial reality has far to go before it becomes a useful tool. Erickson outlines three main ways that visualizing data can help us interpret it. Selective emphasis, which is the detection of previously hidden patterns by highlighting certain features of the data and suppressing others. Transformation, where non-visual data is transformed into a visual image by mapping its values into visual characteristics. And contextualization, which involves providing a visual context or framework within which the data may be displayed. Erickson had the idea that artificial reality is not a radically new thing, rather it differs only in degree from previous systems. In conventional graphic user interfaces, the user is restricted to a keyboard and a single point device such as a mouse, with visual feedback. So put simply, there is minimal input and feedback. But with artificial reality technology, the user can use many more inputs like their hands, eyes, voice and their body to interact with the visualized data. The main problem with this kind of interaction is that natural and unintentional body movements are used as inputs when they aren't supposed to. This means that the user needs to be more careful and intentional about the movements they make, which in turn makes it harder to use and less learnable and intuitive. In short, VR technology is nearly there, but it's not yet at a point where it can enrich our daily lives as a society. Although it has the potential to be used for an array of helpful applications, it has technical problems, not to mention that it significantly restricts personal communication. For the meantime, in the words of Erickson, VR remains a laboratory curiosity and an expensive form of entertainment.